let's say your baby's healthy, milk looks white. Then it kind of looks like a yellowish color when the baby gets a cold. Because now, the passive immunity has to hit. Right? The mother's body says, oh shit, you sick. Electrical pulse, boom. Now here's the milk that you need is going to heal you. So now, let's add that back to the animals. You feel what I'm saying? The mother calf, the baby is taken away. So now the mother calf, cows cry, bro. Animals cry. So anything that can cry means that it has an emotional connection. It has a soul. That genetic memory that is now passed into that milk that we just now took in, not only has the trauma of having a child snatched away from it, you know what I'm saying? The whole drama of living in a caged pen and all of that shit. Like, yo, you take that shit on. You wouldn't even do that to yourself. You wouldn't allow that for yourself. You know that promotes, if you as a human would end up with PTSD from that, what the fuck? But again, I'm not getting all preachy with the shit. The point that I'm making with that is that the DNA holds all of that. So now, within the DNA, we go back to the nucleic acids. DNA breaks down to nucleic acids, and DNA is in two forms. DNA is a nucleic acid, right? I got excited ahead of myself. DNA is a nucleic acid, and there's two forms of nucleic acid, DNA and RNA, right? So now, DNA replicates. Now, DNA, when it replicates, it has to have nucleotides present. You feel what I'm saying? It has to have nucleotides present, right? The nucleotides are, they have to be available. So when the replication hits, the nucleotide hits. What do you think would happen to you if your DNA, when it replicates, encodes the nucleotides from the DNA sequence of a stressed out animal? See, this right here brings whole new light to the meaning you are what you eat. It's deeper than just motherfuckers who eat pork a lot get fat bellies, like pot belly pigs. It's it's deeper than people who eat beef a lot chew like cows. It's deeper than people who eat a lot of chicken can run around like a chicken with their head cut off. Do you think we come up with phrases for nothing? Case in point, like if somebody say, yo, you being salted right now. If you being salted, that means, like literally when people, get into a mode of their saltiness, usually they're upset at something, which means their blood pressure is triggering, which means what? Sodium levels have increased. What is salt? Sodium. It's cold, right? You feel me? And it's crazy how we're able to spit certain things out like that. Certain phrases that come from the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind that we don't even know it just made an association that we just pew, let it go right over our heads. But I digress. So when we assimilate these into our body, what do you think happens? So now, I get it. The next thing is, well, then isn't the same thing happening when you eat vegetables and fruits? Yes. Yes. Same shit is happening. I've never heard a vegetable cry. I've never seen a fruit tear up. I've never seen a fruit get abused. You feel what I'm saying? I've never seen whole grain get have its children snipped. I didn't know whole grain had children, but I didn't have, you feel me? There's certain things that I've never seen plants go through that animals go through. You feel me? And then plants are more in tune with us than animals are, like harmony-wise. You feel what I'm saying? Look at if you ever get a chance to see, look at chlorophyll and hemoglobin. Right? Hemoglobin is what transports oxygen through our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And chlorophyll is what makes plants green. The green ones, of course. But then you have different levels of chlorophyll. It's the metal in the middle that causes the color to change. You feel what I'm saying? The reason why our blood is red because our hemoglobin has iron in the middle. When iron is oxidized, rust happens. What color is rust? Rust is like a brownish reddish color. Same thing. When the same thing happens with magnesium and chlorophyll. That's the difference between the two. Now there's a bigger difference too. There's like different side chains and shit to it. But in the grand scheme of things, the chlorophyll and the hemoglobin molecule are pretty much the same, with the difference being the metal in the middle. Hemoglobin has iron in the middle. Chlorophyll has magnesium in the middle. But their response, one causes green, one causes red. But it's deeper because for chlorophyll, it would have to be the component of carbon dioxide as opposed to oxygen, where in the body is oxygen as opposed to carbon dioxide. Why? Because our waste, which is carbon dioxide, is actually food for the plant. And the plant's waste, which is oxygen, is actually food for us. So we're literally the antagonistic pieces to each other. You feel what I'm saying?